What is going on, guys? We are back with episode 5 of That's Just Our Opinion. I'm Mathieu
and Matteo.
And today we'll be talking about Porsche and Mercedes. Now, Porsche, we'll be talking about the GT2 RS, the car that came out revolutionary, amazing, broke records. We'll get more into detail. And Mercedes, we're going to be talking about the Mercedes-Benz Project 1.
Alright, so let's start off with the Porsche GT2 RS. We got 700 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. It will probably be able to do like 2.4.
Yeah, it'll be lower.
7-speed dual clutch, real axle steering, and a whole bunch of crazy options.
That's right.
So we got the base price of $334,000 Canadian.
Right. What do you think about that? Do you think it's worth it for the car?
For sure, especially because this car is going to appreciate, no doubt. It has the Nürburgring lap record right now.
That's
at
right.
6 minutes and 47 seconds.
That's right. Beating out the Huracan Performante, which got 6 minutes and 52 seconds.
And a 918.
And funny enough, it was the Performante that beat the 918 that got 6 minutes and 57 seconds. So basically, Porsche had the 918, set the record. Lamborghini came in, set a new record, and Porsche was like, you know what, we want the record back. Came out with the GT2 RS. That's ridiculous. Crazy. Porsche is amazing. They just keep coming out with new cars, and it's just dominating.
It's crazy.
So
we have one ultra expensive option, which adds another 10% to the car.
That's right, the YSAC package. So you're getting a much more expensive car, but also you're making it lighter, better for performance.
Lighter, more carbon fiber. And those, as we know from the Porsche 918s, those are going to be the ones that appreciate even more.
That's right. Now, since we're talking about appreciation right now, the 918 went up to
1.7 million US.
Close to 2 million.
2 million.
Close
US.
to 2 million.
2 million Canadian, for
which
sure.
Which is ridiculous. But I think, obviously, it had a higher base price at the beginning.
1 million.
But I think the GT2 RS, it might go up to close to 1 million.
Yeah, I think, especially because like the 911R did close to 1 million.
That's right. Yeah,
a whole bunch of other. If you're gonna get a car that appreciates, it's gonna have to be a Porsche, because there's a bunch of crazy Porsche enthusiasts which will pay any money.
That's right.
If they didn't get their hands on one of these.
And you know you're getting your bang for your buck when you have a Porsche.
For sure.
Yeah, no, the 918. It appreciates so much, but obviously it's like a super complex car. Like has the hybrid engine and electrically assisted. This is just.
Raw. It's just raw.
It's just raw. It has the engine and the twin turbo. But man, like this is crazy because the 918 is electrically assisted and has all this technology, but this twin turbo engine just flat out beat it on the Nürburgring.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. I mean, it's not going to beat the 0 to 60,
no,
obviously because of the electric, but that's crazy. Just beating the Nürburgring like that. Oh my god!
Without having any electric, so it doesn't have any torque from 0 RPM. Like the 918 would have torque from 0 RPM and then just go up.
Exactly.
But this starts off just like a normal engine.
Yeah, no, this car's crazy. So Matteo, the GT2 RS, it obviously has that Porsche GT look to it, just like all the other GT cars, but it's a little bit different. What do you think of it?
I think it's nice, except there's one option with the carbon fiber on the hood, and it has like a racing stripe down the middle.
Right.
And I don't like that option.
No, the split.
If I'm going to do it, I think I would just do pure carbon hood, carbon roof.
Yeah, no, honestly, I like the carbon fiber like extras on the car.
Yeah,
I think they're super nice, and especially on the hood. But I think I agree with you with the whole carbon fiber. Keep it plain on the hood. I think it makes it look more racy. I think it makes it look more. I like the look of it better.
Yeah,
than just the flat. It's super cool.
But there's a few cons to this car.
Right.
When we were speccing one out on the Porsche website, we found a few flaws that.
Right. We were doing some research.
Yeah, and one of them. That it doesn't have a black rim option. What do you think about that?
Right, there's no option. I mean, honestly, I think when you're spending this much money on a car, I think you probably should have enough money just to make your rims black. But I think I do agree with you that maybe black rims would have been an option. I mean, it would look pretty good with the black carbon fiber
for sure
accents on the car. It's not like it would look bad with the car, but
or they don't have carbon fiber rim options. Which are cool
exactly.
too, like they have on the Ford GT.
That's right. No, I mean definitely Porsche. The wheels are nice. Obviously, you're going to get quality wheels, but I think I'm kind of half and half. Agree with you.
Yeah, because I agree that somebody who can buy the car can afford to paint the rims black.
Right.
But if you're spending that much money, it's just another hassle.
And it's not going to be authentic Porsche
Yeah.
wheels. They're just going to be Porsche wheels painted in black.
Mhm.
Or even just aftermarket black wheels.
So the YSAC package.
Right.
So that takes away 40 pounds of the car?
Right. So the standard car without the YSAC package would be 3,241 pounds, and the YSAC package would be 3,201 pounds, which is a pretty significant weight reduction with the wheels, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
For sure.
Yeah, all the weight reduction. And then they have the titanium exhaust that also brought down the weight, which probably sounds amazing as well. So the normal one, without the YSAC package, will have 4.6 pounds for every horsepower. And then with the YSAC package, you'll have 4.5 pounds for every horsepower. Now, it might not look like a huge change at the beginning, but when you start to...
Then you multiply the 700
when you have 700 horsepower,
that's quite a bit of weight.
Quite a huge difference. Now, I mean, Porsche is crazy. I mean,
They're killing it now.
Do you think Porsche will be able to sustain just their ability to keep on making brand new cars that seem to break records and do crazy things? And do you think they'll be able to sustain this and distance themselves from the competition?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not going to get the prestige that all those exotic brands have.
Right.
No matter how much they try, I don't think they're ever going to get there.
Right.
Because it's still seen as a Porsche, and some people think all the Porsches look the same and everything. But it will keep going like this because they also have tons of funds compared to other companies. They have VW behind them. They have funds everywhere.
It's true. Yeah, it's not running out, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're not running out. And they're making the most profit of any car company.
That's
it's like
right.
$17,000 a car.
That's true.
On average.
Yeah, no, I think Porsche's really... They're kind of, like you were saying, they're not really getting all that recognition. But I think, in a way, it's kind of good because they're kind of maintaining that I don't want to say low profile, but compared to the other exotic car brands. But I think it's just... A lot of people would say all Porsches look the same, but I think Porsche is really that brand where if you're really a car person, you understand Porsche's capability and what they're doing. It's just those are the people that are going to buy the Porsche. I don't think Porsche wants people to buy their car just because it's the Porsche, but because they understand the capability of these amazing cars.
And I believe there was only one other downfall: no PTS. For that who doesn't know, it's paint to sample, which means you come in, choose whatever color you want. Porsche charges you, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000. They painted that color.
A specialty color.
A specialty color, like acid green, which is what they painted in
918. That's right.
So, like, you can't get this car in acid green. You can only get it in the options that they give you, which is kind of upsetting. Because you're getting a car so legendary, but you can't even paint it, like, from the factory the way you want. I know you can get a wrap, but then when you sell it, people will know it's a wrap. And
yeah, exactly. No, I know. I mean, I definitely don't think the color options that are available are bad.
Yeah,
I think they all look pretty good.
But there's nothing personalized.
Exactly. That's right. And I mean, they do have the special colors that they have on the website.
But the special colors on the website, you can get the same special colors on a Carrera, on a base 911, right?
Exactly. They're pretty similar throughout the whole lineup of cars. But yeah, I think that would be another downfall. But
all right, so we've looked on Auto Trader, we've looked at other places, and we found cars between $400,000, which could be competitors for this car.
In terms of price.
In terms of price, yes. We have the F12. What do you think about that comparative to this car?
F12? Well, I mean, the F12 in this price range, that'd be a 2015.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a brand new one. I think this car just, setting the Nürburgring lap time. I think with a lot of the list of the competitors that we're going to be naming, just because of the age and like the Nürburgring lap time and all the crazy things, I think they're just going to blow them out of proportion.
I don't think anything's as raw as this car is.
Right.
That's a street car.
Exactly.
Because we also have the Vanquish, which is a GT car.
Which is a 2017.
Beautiful car, V12, nothing wrong.
Exactly.
It's an expensive car.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the prestige of Aston Martin, right?
Is
that a car from James Bond?
Exactly. There's definitely nothing wrong with an Aston Martin. Yeah. That's right.
And then you have the Lamborghini Aventador, but it's going to be a 2012.
Exactly.
And we've always talked about
the already high prices coming from an Aventador.
We've already talked about the Aventador price bracket, which is just obscene.
Yeah, very up there.
And then we have the 488, which is probably the closest competitor yet.
Right, that'd be a 2016, so not too far off, only 2 years.
and the 430 Scuderia, which is like it's like a GT2 RS is to the Carrera. It's like a stripped out hardcore version of the Ferrari F430.
Right. And then the only problem with that is that'd be a 2008.
Yeah,
and that
it doesn't have the power.
So you're definitely not getting that modern day technology and capability.
It might be as raw.
That's the only way, I guess.
But that's the only way it compares.
Other than price, that'd be how it would compare.
And then a Bentley Continental GT and the Rolls-Royce Wraith.
Right. In terms, obviously in price, those match up. But I think the way that the cars are, what the cars are meant for and how they perform, no competition at all. The GT2 RS.
Because I think if you're looking for a luxury car, those are going to be part of what you're looking at. If you're looking for an ultra luxury car.
Right, but the GT2 RS is not a luxury car.
Yeah, it might have more prestige and people might look at it differently.
That's right.
But it's not raw. It's not two seats, not a sports
It's completely different. Whole other world.
Different. But then you have the Lamborghini Huracan.
Yeah, right, which is the 2016.
Yeah. They might be close when they bring out the Huracan Performante.
Honestly, yeah. I think that'd be a huge just because it just beat its record.
Yeah.
But I think that's just...
And I think they're very comparable because they're both raw cars.
Exactly.
They're both ultra fast. And they both look really, really good.
That's right. And yeah, with the Performante with the forged carbon fiber, that look that they have there on the outside and a little bit in the engine bay, that's super nice. And obviously it's a Lamborghini, it's going to turn heads. But, I mean, just the fact that it's the Nürburgring, it beat it, technically.
Yeah.
You could say it beat it, but I'd say Huracan would be probably
the closest competitor.
Very close competitor.
Yeah. And then we have the 458, which is going to be a few years old.
Right.
Years older.
2015.
Yeah.
But again, obviously the 458 is amazing performing car, but
probably sounds better, but I think
not against the GT2 RS in terms of performance.
And then you have the DB11, which again, it's just like the Vanquish is. It's a GT car. You get the prestige.
It's a 2017, so it's up there.
Yeah. And it's brand new. Cars. It has all the new technology and everything, but it's not raw. It's not a thoroughbred race car for the street.
Again, performance.
Again. And then we go into the super raw cars. So we have the GT4, Cayman GT4, and the 911 GT3 Club Sport cars, which are track-only weapons.
Yeah, I think it... obviously they compare in price and the performance, but I think they're track-only cars. Yeah, the GT2 RS, you can drive from home to work.
You can drive from home to work to the racetrack, destroy
and you can
everything,
go on the Nürburgring and have a 6-minute time. Yeah. So, I think, that's definitely not competitors, but
I mean, if you didn't get a GT2 RS and you're not going to spend the $800,000, which they're probably going to end up being in the secondhand market, go get a Club Sport and then get a Wraith.
That's true.
But if you buy a GT2 RS, you're going to make the money for sure. You're going to at least stay
with the appreciation that
it's going to appreciate for sure.
What we both think will appreciate. Yeah.
And then we have the GT3 RS.
Right.
But that's like its little baby brother.
Exactly.
It's nothing.
It's funny how a large amount of Porsche's cars, and especially in the GT section, are competing with this car. But again, it's brand new, breaking records. It's no match.
And then we have the SLS, which is probably one of the older cars of the bunch.
Yeah, it's a 2012. Obviously, the SLS is an amazing car. It looks amazing, performs well. But again,
gullwing doors.
Gullwing doors.
That's all it has on this car. It has the gullwing doors.
Yeah, you have the gullwing doors, but again, going back to that whole Porsche, really the car people who understand how Porsche is. I think the Mercedes SLS would be people like, oh my gosh, it's a Mercedes and it's the SLS. It's amazing. I like this car. But then the GT2 RS, you don't understand, Nürburgring record holder, amazing car, right? So.
And we have the 650S.
The 2015, that's right.
But the 720S just came out.
Exactly. So
the 720S is going to be another price bracket above.
Exactly. But I think the 650S is
doesn't compare.
That's already in the past.
I mean, it's
a great car, but McLaren made a greater car.
Yeah. So and you can find them for way cheaper than you can get a GT2 RS.
Exactly, and the GT2 RSs are going to appreciate anyway.
Yeah. So that's our last competitor that we have there.
Yeah, but I think really the ones that stand out would be the Huracan and the SLS, just because of like the look and the
and the 430. Even though you don't get the technology, it's probably more raw because it doesn't have in terms of just a V8 pure driving experience.
Right.
But you're gonna have some issues once it starts to get even older.
Right, yeah. No, so I think it's safe to say Porsche definitely they have this car in the right spot
Yeah.
where they're able to distance themselves from the competition. And if you're looking at this car, you probably aren't looking at any other cars
Or
in
you just
terms
have
of
all
their
the other cars.
performance. Or you just have all the other cars, but you have the money for it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next one, the Mercedes-Benz Project 1. Wow. You know, we talked about the Porsche being, you know, like legendary, but this one is just going to be that too as well because, you know, Mercedes-Benz have infused, obviously they're amazing in Formula 1. They know what they're doing for sure. They're dominating. And what they've done, they've taken their Formula 1 technology, integrated it into a car that is street legal. This is amazing. This is something, I mean, I don't know, in the past, definitely people might not have thought of, oh my gosh, integrating Formula 1 technology into cars like this well. But this is ridiculous. So do you want to just like go over what we know so far?
Yeah, so we have a 1.6 liter single turbo V6 with 4 electric motors.
That's right. Crazy.
It's insane. And all those put together are making probably about 1,200 horsepower.
Right, and that can rev up to 11,000 RPM.
It's insane.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is down from the F1 car, which can rev to 15,000 RPM.
Right, but I mean, still 11,000 RPM. Still pretty high.
And it's supposed to have a resting RPM of like 1,500, which is double a normal car.
It's just ready
so
to
you
just
turn it
go.
on, it's just going to be ready.
Right, because it's electrically assisted, so you know you're going to get that instant
Yeah.
torque. Now, just how the engine works, it's crazy. So you have the V6, and then you have the 4 electric engines. But basically how it works is you have the 500 horsepower from the 3 electric motors, not the gas engine.
Yeah.
And the gas engine makes about 700 horsepower, so that's breaking down to 1,200. So basically, there's 2 electric engines at the front axle, so that's just going to kickstart it right away,
for sure,
right at the beginning. And the a third, that's going to be attached to the engine, so it's going to be electrically assisted. And the fourth one, get this, it's an electrically assisted turbocharger. So you have the benefits of the turbocharger, you have no turbo lag.
So it's going to spin the turbo so that it can
electrically,
which is
with electric power.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. And that's with that Formula 1 technology.
Yeah, and it's supposed to have a 1-to-1 ratio, so 1 horsepower for every kilogram.
Supposedly, which is going to be super duper fast.
Yeah.
Now they haven't released the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. I mean, I imagine that's going to be ridiculous.
I'm thinking under 2.5 for sure.
I think so. Yeah, no, if it's not under 2.5, I think all this hype and everything for the car is just pointless.
But they have received a 0 to 200 kilometers an hour time.
And that's less than 6 seconds.
Which is insane.
That's ridiculous.
Because even fast cars now are 8 seconds, maybe high 7s, but nothing close to this.
Right. So if you're thinking about the drivability of this car, obviously you have the V6 engine, but all the electric engines combined, you have 40 kilometers on all the electric cars. But again, this car is going to be regenerating all the electricity, so you don't even have to worry about just driving it normally because, again, it's a street legal car.
Yeah, if you wanted to buy one, then you're out of luck.
Yeah, no.
There's 275, and they're all sold out.
They've only made 275 cars. All of them have already been pre-ordered. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised because...
No. Even at the steep price of $3.4 million Canadian?
Right. I mean, honestly, I think the price range is just... There's no way to justify it because this is brand new technology. This is brand new...
It's never been done before.
This has never been done. So you can't really put... Basically, it's Mercedes that decides how much they want to sell.
You can't... There's no
You can't compare it to anything.
Maybe the Valkyrie, but it still doesn't have everything that this car has.
Exactly. It doesn't have that true, like, F1 inspired.
Yeah.
And Mercedes does amazingly well in F1, so you can guarantee that it'll work.
For sure.
Probably work well.
That car's going to appreciate. For sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just like the GT2 RS.
Right now we have the LaFerraris, which LaFerrari is super prestigious, which are going for like $5 million, or the Apertas, for LaFerrari Apertas, which are $7 million.
Ridiculous.
Which is completely ridiculous.
No, I think just the fact also that this is the first car to be in the space of the Formula 1 integrated technology specifically is definitely going to appreciate.
Yeah, even though they don't have the prestige of an exotic brand like Mercedes, they're thought of for their base C classes.
Right. No, they're definitely not like up there with the their AMGs. Yeah. It's not like some Lamborghini or Ferrari or anything. But
For sure.
this car, the fact that they're bringing in their F1, that automatically gives them credit
Advantage,
because
yeah.
you know that that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, with a complete carbon fiber body.
Right, that's going to be very light.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's supposed to be a 1-to-1 ratio, fully carbon fiber body. What do you think about the look of the Mercedes project?
It's hit or miss.
Yeah,
Like,
it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, very, very much so. But like, the front is, It has like the vents in the front, which aren't my favorite thing.
The in front of the wheels there.
Yeah, but when you look at it from the side and it has that hood scoop that turns into a fin,
that's
amazing.
It's pretty cool. And what's cool is it looks amazing, but that is gonna have a lot of function in terms of aerodynamics.
For sure.
That's for sure. That is so cool.
And then it has the spoiler that goes up and down to match the...
Exactly, the active spoiler. That's amazing. Honestly, from the back, I think it looks super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from the side, it looks super
cool.
And
the doors open amazing. They open like an
i8. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's super cool. No, but I think with the front, I think I disagree with you just with the two little air intakes on the front. I don't think they look horrible. I think that little thing on the top there, the little hood scoop, I don't hate it. I just think they should have made it more flush with the car. Because from the pictures that I've seen, pictures I've seen, you can see the entire bottom and top. Like you can see the entire circle from that hood scoop. And I think it doesn't make it
like a half circle that's connected to the
right, just like the McLaren, the 675 LT.
Yeah. Imagine if they came out with a Spider. And
version of this car.
Yeah, and it looked like a Zonda and had the hood scoop coming over. Well, they're obviously not going to do that.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
but that would be insane.
I think that's something fun to dream about. But I think with this car, don't even come out with a Spider version. This car is already going to be legendary.
Yeah, I don't think.
And I think that's going to take away from a lot of
the
research and development and everything.
But hopefully, this doesn't have another Mercedes issue like the GTRs did.
Ooh, right.
That come in a year later. 12
coming
months,
in the board very late.
Very
That's
late.
Right.
We've seen lots of YouTube videos where the people are complaining. Not really complaining, but they're
just very anxious.
They had expectations.
Right.
That the car was going to come.
Right.
Last year, basically.
No. Yeah, I think
come last Christmas.
Now I don't really like to say it, but I think there could be a slight issue. But I don't think it would be with emissions or anything, which has been like the talk of the town. It would be with all the Formula One technology that's infused in it, being able to make it street legal. I think it won't be street legal in everywhere.
Yeah, but I think they'll also have lots of issues because of Dieselgate and everything like that. Now they're going to check every single car that comes
through. And I think this car is so complex that there's going to be so much to check. I think, and I don't think it's going to be Mercedes' fault. I think this car is just so ahead of its time and so complex that it's going to take a long time for them to check everything, make sure everything's good before it crosses the border. But when it does, I think it's going to be absolutely amazingly ridiculous.
Once the first people get them, everybody's going to get them, and they're all going to appreciate.
Definitely.
It's going to be a massive bubble around
for sure.
all the cars. For sure, no doubt. But there's one problem with the engine. One thing that I find kind of annoying, but makes sense. Because with F1 engines, they rebuild them a lot. Very, very often.
That's right.
But with this engine, even though it's a road car, they detuned it for that reason.
Right, because there's certain limitations that you can have. An F1 engine, or a car in general, obviously has a higher top speed than what this Project 1 will have, which is supposed to be over 200 miles per hour.
Yeah.
But obviously a normal F1 car would go faster than this car.
But revving it like that high for a long period of time, and it keeps revving and revving and revving. They rebuild F1 engines all the time. That's why they have to spend so much money on their cars.
I think it's every race it's rebuilt, right?
I think it's rebuilt. Yeah. And for this one, every 30,000 miles, which is about 50,000 kilometers, you're gonna have to have an engine rebuild.
Right.
Which isn't a big deal because I can see that probably none of the cars will ever get to 50,000 kilometers.
No, honestly, unless they're tracking it all the time.
If so,
I think I would do if I had the car.
Yeah, but
you have to track this car a lot to get it to 50,000 kilometers.
It's insane. Like you see the old classic Ferraris with like 15,000 miles or something.
That's
Unbelievable
true.
like that. And I've heard even some collectors shy away from it because they have to rebuild the engine. But they don't have a single car that has like 20,000 kilometers on it.
Right. And I think this car, yes, you have to rebuild it every 50,000 kilometers, but that's just a sacrifice you have to get. But I guess keep in mind,
It's the
you're
first of the
you're
technology.
sitting in something that is basically one of one in terms of what it can do and what it's capable of.
Yeah, it's the first.
Compared to everything else in the market. But I think as obviously Mercedes just did this right now, so I think this will be integrated more and more and more, and more and more
For sure, it's
companies
going to filter
will
down.
start to do this and start integrate F1 technology more and more. It's going to be more accessible. It's going to be less expensive as time goes on. Now this is far in the future, but I think this is the first one. So you're just gonna have to take.
Yeah, there has to be a
You're
first
just gonna
for
have to
everything.
take that. But in the future, I think this will be improved for sure.
Yeah, but even at an engine rebuild,
Rebuilding this engine,
will
this
be very
very
expensive.
complex engine.
But over time, I guess the price. I'm thinking that the price is going to go down because that engine's just going to be more accessible.
Right.
Because it's going to be cheaper. Like everything's going to become cheaper.
Yeah, I think it'll go up a lot, and then kind of come down a little bit,
and then bottom out,
and then it'll just stay. Now another cool thing about the Project One is obviously you're integrating all this F1 technology into the performance, but I also read that in terms of F1 technology, they're going to be integrating. You know how in the Formula One cars they have those lights all across the steering wheel and all these buttons.
Yeah, the LEDs.
I heard that they're going to be putting like some of the things that you'd find in a Formula One car, especially on the steering wheel,
and
in this car as well.
From some of the renders and stuff,
Right.
I've seen that there are little cameras on each side.
Right.
Instead of having side mirrors, they have little cameras.
They're all like LCD screens.
Yeah, which is great. That would be really.
That's
really
super
cool.
futuristic. I think it's obviously on the inside of the car.
Yeah.
So that's kind of safety too, because like if it's raining or something, or if your car's all dirty, but you probably wouldn't get this car dirty,
Yeah, you
or
probably
put
wouldn't
it
drive it in the rain.
or put it in the rain.
Yeah.
But anyway, just in terms of just in general, it's pretty cool because you can guarantee that they'll work unless there's like a technical problem, but that probably won't be happening very often.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. But yeah, I really like how I could just imagine like all the lights and everything on the steering wheel. It would look so cool.
It would. That would be amazing. All right, I can't wait for this new generation of cars. Yeah. And the insane appreciation of all these cars that are going to be coming out. Next podcast to hear from us soon, and see you next video.
Thanks for watching.